through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
Little Rock police close out 2020 investigating 4 separate homicides, all of them taking place within a span of just over 24 hours. Good evening and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. So far, only 2 arrests have been made, which is why police are asking for your help this evening. Our Claire Kreitz recaps the events that unfolded earlier this week and has reaction from the Little Rock police chief.
Violent Christmas weekend in the capital city as 4 people are killed in less than 24 hours.
We have a conflict resolution problem here in our city.
Chief Keith Humphrey gives an update into each investigation, starting with the first homicide that happened around 4 p.m. Saturday on Loncoy Street.
Officers then entered the residence and found Miss Kamisha Harris deceased on the living room floor.
Humphrey says this was a domestic violence case, and Harris's husband, Quincy, was arrested at the home, charged with first-degree murder.
No citizen deserves to be a victim. No citizen deserves to live in fear.
That was just the start. About 6 hours later, LRPD was called to Mara Lynn Drive, where they found a 34-year-old man shot dead inside a home. Early Sunday morning, police responded to Geyer Springs. Another man found dead inside his apartment. Then around 1 Sunday afternoon, officers were called after a 24-year-old was found dead in his wrecked car. He had been shot. Of the 4 murders, Quincy is the only arrest made.
We know that we're going to be able to identify these individuals.
Humphrey says detectives believe in each homicide, the victim and the suspect knew each other, and there is no danger to the community.
We don't want anyone in our city to be afraid to be out.
But in turn, he says each of these incidents show a trend, conflict escalating into tragedy in the city.
When you get to a point where you can't agree to disagree and it leads to someone being injured seriously or being murdered, that's a concern, and our citizens should be concerned about that.
And not long after the police chief's news conference, police did make another arrest in connection to one of those homicides. Scott Severance, the man you see here, is now facing a first-degree murder charge. Police say he's connected to that deadly shooting on Mara Lynn Drive that Claire was talking about. 34-year-old Brandon Simpson was found shot to death on December 26th. The shooting was one of 4 homicides that happened in Little Rock over that weekend in a span of 24 hours. Little Rock police also made an arrest in connection with a homicide that took place on Ludwig Street. Police arrested Avron Britton in connection with the death of 18-year-old Dorian Withers, who was found with multiple gunshot wounds inside a car. Police say several others were injured in that shooting. It took place on December 30th. They say Britton turned himself in and has now been charged with capital murder and other related charges. Police in North Little Rock have identified the victim in a deadly shooting that took place on Christmas Eve near McCain Mall. According to a police report, 18-year-old Daylon Taylor and 2 other juveniles were shot. Taylor died at the scene. The other 2 were taken to the hospital. Police are still trying to track down those responsible, and a reward is being offered. So if you can help with the investigation, be sure to call North Little Rock Police. Police in Conway have made an arrest in connection to a fatal stabbing there that happened on December 26th. 41-year-old Keith Wolford was booked into the Faulkner County Jail and charged with first-degree murder. Police say he called 911 the day after Christmas and told the dispatcher he had just stabbed his ex-wife in his home on Arden Lane. The Pope County Sheriff has released the identities of the 5 people found dead inside a home on Christmas Day. The victims include 3 young girls ranging in age from 7 to 12 years old. Also killed were 31-year-old Wakita Chase and 61-year-old Patricia Patrick. The relationship between the 2 adults and the children remains unknown. Authorities are calling this a murder-suicide. 2 of the young children were students within the Atkins public school system. The district released a statement on social media saying, quote, "We extend our heartfelt condolences to the family, and our thoughts and prayers will continue to be with them in the difficult days ahead." The statement goes on to say these precious children will be missed greatly by their friends, families, and entire school community. Caught on camera, a burglar in Pine Bluff breaking into a local restaurant. This is video from Sam's Southern Eatery. Take a close look. You can see the man snag the cash register. It's at the bottom right-hand side of your screen below that computer monitor. This all went down on Christmas Eve. As you can see, his face is covered, but police hope someone will be able to identify him, possibly by the clothes he's wearing, and come forward. In tonight's crime report, one of the most prolific serial killers in U.S. history has died. Samuel Little killed nearly 60 confirmed victims, including some here in Arkansas. He died earlier this week in California at the age of 80. Little was serving a life sentence for multiple counts of murder and other crimes. Before his death, he had confessed to killing 93 people between 1970 and 2005. Most of the murders took place in Florida and Southern California. Turning now to tonight's Crime Tracker report, we begin in Hot Springs, where police are investigating a double homicide. Police say a mother and her 5-year-old son were found dead inside their apartment Wednesday afternoon. Authorities say they found the bodies of 21-year-old Shaquila Watts and her 5-year-old son Xavion. Police do not have a suspect at this point and are continuing to interview witnesses.
Anything involving a death, a sudden death, is difficult, and obviously anything involving a child is definitely probably more taxing and more psychologically injurious to our officers.
Police say they're looking for any leads on what happened or who else might have been involved. They're asking if you have any information to please give them a call. In Lono County, deputies are searching for a man who they say stole several ATVs, a motorcycle, and trailers. Take a good look at your screen. This is the man they're looking for. He's been identified as Armand Murat Sisek. The crimes he's accused of took place way back in June. Police say he has a tattoo on his forearm resembling the LA Dodgers baseball team logo and typically has a beard, but he may have shaved it off in order to change his appearance. If you have any information regarding his whereabouts, contact the sheriff's office. In Saline County, a man from Bauxite was arrested this week after deputies say he shot a patrol car. Deputies got a call of a man inside, or I should say shooting inside and outside a home. When they got there, deputies say George Wofford shot at one of their patrol cars. He then dropped the gun and ran away. A state trooper responding to the scene eventually caught him. He's now charged with criminal attempt to commit capital murder of a law enforcement officer. And in Independence County, state police arrested a man from Cave City for a deadly hit and run. Danny Day is now charged with leaving the scene of an accident with injury. Rita Brooks from Batesville was hit on US 167 while she was taking out the trash last Monday. Crime Watch and the U.S. Marshals teaming up to help track down some of their most wanted. Tonight, the spotlight is on this man, Courtney Stewart. He's wanted by marshals in the Eastern District on a federal bond default warrant. His original charge was a felon in possession of a firearm. If you know where he is, call the number on your screen, 501-324-6256, extension 271. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's most wanted. We want to remind you all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of these cases we talked about tonight, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be smart, be safe, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 9.